When you think about billionaires like Donald Trump and Elon Musk, what comes to mind? Success, luxury, and fame, right? But did you know that a big part of their success comes from something many people avoid? Debt? It's true. Both Trump and Musk used borrowed money to grow their empires. You might be wondering, how did they make that work? How did they use debt to build their fortunes, and what risks did they take along the way? Well, in today's video, we're going to explore just that. We'll break down how they leveraged credit and loans to get rich. So what can we learn from their strategies? Let's dive in. And hey, if this video gets you thinking, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'd love to know your thoughts. Have you ever considered using debt as a tool for success? 1. Donald Trump, real estate and borrowed money. Donald Trump, the former president and real estate mogul, is famous for his huge wealth, but his fortune wasn't built just on his own savings or profits. In fact, Trump used debt, like loans and credit, to help grow his real estate empire. By borrowing money, he was able to take on bigger projects and expand his business much faster than if he had relied only on his personal funds. Real estate empire built on debt. In the early days of his career, Trump started buying properties using money that wasn't his own. For instance, when he took over the well-known Commodore Hotel in New York City, he borrowed millions of dollars to fix it up. With that borrowed money, he turned the hotel into the successful Grand Hyatt, which boosted his reputation and wealth. Trump's strategy in real estate was straightforward. He'd buy properties that weren't valued highly, use loans to improve them, and then sell or rent them for a higher price. The increase in the property's value helped him pay back the loans and make a profit. This approach allowed him to take on more properties and grow his business much quicker than if he had only used his own savings. High-risk, high-reward strategy. One of Trump's most well-known uses of debt was when he bought the Trump Taj Mahal Casino in Atlantic City. To make the purchase, he took on a huge amount of debt, making it one of the most highly leveraged deals in casino history. While this deal eventually paid off, it was also a risky move. In the early years, the casino had trouble paying back its debts, but Trump managed to refinance and restructure his loans to keep it going. This high-risk, high-reward approach to debt helped Trump grow his wealth. By borrowing money, he could take risks that others might shy away from. While these risks sometimes led to tough times, they eventually paid off. Even when things got financially difficult, Trump found ways to restructure his debt and use creative solutions to keep his business thriving. 2. Elon Musk, tech and space exploration via debt. Elon Musk, the brilliant mind behind Tesla and SpaceX, also has an unconventional way of building wealth, and borrowing money plays a big part in that. Musk is famous for his bold ideas and risky ventures, but it's his use of debt that's helped him grow his businesses so quickly. By using borrowed money, he's been able to take bigger steps and push his companies forward faster than if he had relied only on his own funds. Tesla, borrowing to fund innovation. One of the biggest ways Musk used debt to grow his wealth is through Tesla. When Musk first started the company, he didn't have enough money to build electric cars or grow production on his own. So he turned to investors and lenders, getting loans and credit to help fund Tesla's operations. Over time, Musk used the money from these loans and investors to help Tesla grow in the competitive electric car market. Even though Tesla wasn't making a profit in the beginning, Musk was able to use debt to keep the company running, fund new ideas, and increase production. His strategy was simple: keep borrowing money, keep developing new technology, and grow Tesla into a leader in the car industry. SpaceX, debt to fuel, space exploration. Another interesting example of Musk using debt is with his company SpaceX. In the early days, launching rockets and exploring space was incredibly expensive. To fund SpaceX, Musk used a mix of his personal savings, venture capital, and loans. SpaceX's success is largely because of Musk's ability to secure funding and use that money to grow the company. For example, developing reusable rockets was a huge cost, but it was a project that could greatly reduce the price of space travel in the long run. By taking on more debt and getting investments, Musk was able to keep pushing forward with these ambitious projects. 3. The power of debt in scaling big ideas. Both Trump and Musk have used debt in ways that might seem risky or even unwise to many people, but the important thing to understand is that they use debt as a tool for growth. It's not just about borrowing money, it's about using that borrowed money in smart ways to support their big ideas and make them happen. They understood how to take calculated risks and use debt to fuel their success. Scaling faster with debt. Without debt, both Trump and Musk would have faced big limits in their ability to grow. Debt gave them the chance to take on bigger projects, hire more people, and invest in new ideas. By using borrowed money to fund their visions, they were able to move faster than competitors who only used their own savings. For example, if Trump had waited until he had enough personal savings to fund his real estate deals, it would have taken much longer for him to build the empire he has today. Similarly, without debt, Musk might not have been able to fund Tesla's electric car production or SpaceX's pioneering work in space exploration. Debt helped both of them scale quickly and grab opportunities that might have been out of their reach otherwise. 4. The risks and rewards of leveraging debt. Of course, using debt comes with risks. Both Trump and Musk faced major challenges along the way. Debt is like a double-edged sword. It can provide the capital needed to grow, but if it's not managed carefully, it can also lead to financial problems. Both men had their share of tough times, dealing with debt struggles, but their ability to manage and adapt to those challenges was key to their success. Properly using debt helped them scale, but they had to be smart and strategic in handling it. Managing risk with strategic decisions. Trump, for example, came close to bankruptcy a few times, especially in the 1990s when his casinos ran into financial trouble. But he managed to avoid bankruptcy by restructuring his loans and renegotiating terms with his creditors. In the end, he came out of it stronger and more experienced in handling debt. Similarly, Musk's companies, especially Tesla, have had their own financial struggles. There was a time when Tesla was almost bankrupt, but Musk was able to secure loans and investments to keep the company alive. Through smart decisions and his willingness to take risks, Musk turned Tesla into one of the most valuable companies in the world. 5. How debt changed the game for both men. What stands out in Trump's and Musk's stories is how crucial debt was in building their wealth. While many are taught to avoid debt, both of them saw it as a powerful tool to grow their fortunes. They didn't just borrow money for the sake of it, they used debt to fund large projects they couldn't afford on their own. They also took smart, calculated risks, understanding that debt could come with challenges but also bring great rewards. For Trump and Musk, debt wasn't something to be scared of, but something that helped them scale up faster. It gave them the opportunity to take on bigger ventures, invest in innovative ideas, and push forward when others might have been held back. Their stories show that, when used wisely, debt can be an important part of achieving big goals and growing wealth quickly. Debt as a tool for opportunity. For Trump, debt gave him the opportunity to buy prime real estate and make big deals that others couldn't afford. By borrowing money, he was able to make moves in the real estate world that built his empire quickly. Similarly, for Musk, debt played a crucial role in funding groundbreaking companies like Tesla and SpaceX. Without the ability to borrow money, Musk wouldn't have been able to turn his big ideas into reality and push the boundaries of technology. Both men used debt strategically to grow their businesses at a much faster pace than they would have been able to using only their own money. Without debt, they wouldn't have had the same opportunities to scale up or achieve the level of success they have today. Debt was a key factor that allowed them to take bigger risks and ultimately reach their goals faster and more efficiently. 6. Lessons learned from Trump and Musk. So, what can we learn from how Trump and Musk used debt to get rich? Here are a few important lessons. Strategic borrowing. Both Trump and Musk used debt in a smart way. They borrowed money to grow their businesses instead of relying only on their own savings. Calculated risk-taking. They were willing to take risks. They knew that borrowing money could lead to financial challenges, but they also saw the potential for big rewards. Long-term vision. Both had a long-term focus. They didn't get caught up in short-term struggles. Instead, they looked at how debt could help them achieve their bigger goals over time. The key takeaway is that using debt wisely can be a powerful tool for growth, as long as you take calculated risks and keep your eyes on the bigger picture. Conclusion. So, what can we take away from Donald Trump and Elon Musk? Well, they've shown us that debt, when used the right way, can be a powerful tool for building wealth. Both of them took big risks, borrowed money, and invested in some major ideas that helped them reach incredible success. The big lesson here is that sometimes taking on debt is a smart move if you want to scale your dreams and build real financial success. Did you find this look into how they use debt interesting? If so, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more stories like this. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Would you take the same risks they did with debt, or would you approach things differently? Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.